So here I'm back with my new video. It's a little bit different from the other ones as it is not about poetry. It's about difference between poem and poetry. Because many people consider poetry and poem as the same thing, but they are not actually. They are very much different from each other. So if I write poem, it will be like considering many feelings like happiness, sadness, and many more in a very simple or a very complex form. It can be in rhyming or not non-rhyming, but it is divided into fragments, which we say as stanzas, or we in sentences, or in the both ways. Uh, you have heard many types of poetries like sonnets, ode. Sonnets are famous from William Shakespeare. That are called the main poems. Uh, they are for the epic, narrative, dramatic, or lyrical ones, and they are mainly formed for expressing the heroic attacks or heroic any person. So they were used for narrating their stories and all in a very simple form to the others. So it is traveling from ancient to the present generation through the words, and it's not kids with the poetry actually. Uh, Poetry was formed long before the poems actually. So Indian Vedas, Zoroaster's Gathas, and Odysseys are all poetries. We can call it as different forms of poetry. Actually, poetry is a form of art evoked in language. It can be written in combination of the other art, poetic dramas, poetic hymns, lyrical poetry, or prose poetry. These are the different forms of them. Uh, we can, if we represent poetry, it can be in dramas or speeches or different songs, comedies. The poetry is used in them only. But poem is specifically used to represent something in a very simple or complex form. It depends on you, the which words you choose. So it's that. So it was in poetry we use similes, metaphors, metonyms, ironies, ambiguity to suggest different interpretations for in the same sentence on the same stanzas to make yourself clear or to compare something with the other one so that you will get a better understanding of it. So in the last we can say that poetry is a use of words or language to evoke someone's feeling and thought, while just poem is a arrangement of words actually to represent something uh, in a very poetic style to so for your entertainments. Like you, sometimes poems are more catching than poetries because poems contain same tones at the end of each sentence, so you will get better what I should say you will get uh, better mindfulness. I can say this better mindfulness. Uh, Poetry is something that you create using metaphors, symbols, and ambiguity, while poems are the end result of these all these process. So, poem is very difficult to make actually. If you want to write poems, start with poetries because you will get better understanding of the words and how to use them. So it is all. But in the end, I can say that both are the form of literature actually. So they are both entertaining and representing something dramatically or happy or mm, representing your feelings, happiness, whether it's sad, anything. But they both are just amazing to listen and to read. So you can have start writing poetries and poems or reading them if you want to get better at words. So that's all from the for the day. Thank you.